Hello guys, it is somewhat of a vlog time, yes. So basically in about 2 weeks I will be flying to China to help cover the WESG, and it's the World Finals, and you might remember me going to Kiev earlier this year. It is still this year, yes, to cast and commentate some of the games for the European and CIS qualifiers. So I figured I'd just do a little bit of a pre-vlog and think, you know, what is there to look forward to for WESG World Finals. So in case you didn't know, WESG has actually 4 games that are being played. There's StarCraft, there's Hearthstone, there's CSGO, and obviously there's Dota2. And Ali Sports, which is a department from was Alibaba, has this gigantic prize pool put up, and 1.5 million of that is going to Dota2 alone, and there will be 24 teams competing. Yes, you hear like right, 24 teams of Dota2, 24 teams of CSGO, and I'm not sure about the StarCraft and the Hearthstone people, but there's going to be a lot of players in one place. But yeah, 24 teams of Dota2 competing, and the winner will be getting $800,000, which is a massive amount. Although, I mean, I said that 24 teams does mean that only the top 8 get prize money, so it is very important that for teams to win. And the teams are going to play in group stages. We're going to have 4 groups. It's going to be 4 groups of 6 then, yes. And the bottom 3 will get eliminated, and then the number 1 of each group will move forward to the quarterfinals, and 2 and 3 will play in the 8th finals. What comes before quarterfinals? Wow, that was awkward. But yeah, the number 2 and 3 will move forward as well. And so it is very important to do well in your groups, and there will be a lot of games to follow. So just so that you don't get lost in all the games that are going on during the week that WESG is going on, I figured here's a little bit of insight of which teams you should, you know, keep an eye on. Now bear with me here, because I am possibly slightly biased towards Europe teams, but most of my followers are from Europe as well, so you want to watch those teams just as much as I do. Let's assume that for a moment then. Okay, so in Group A, I think that one of the interesting teams that is there is Horde. It is Ake's team, and the funny thing is Horde is not really an official team, as in you haven't seen them play outside WESG, and they did really well for the short time they were together, and I hope they have practiced, and I really hope they're going to do well, because they look like a really fun team to watch, and I think that there's a lot of potential in that team if they choose to continue together. I want to actually skip forward to Group D, because Group D is the absolute group of death, in my opinion. So in Group D there's Infamous. They were the winners of the American qualifiers, and they are one of the tier 2, tier 3 teams, like stable teams in America, South America, and that is doing really well, and they're going to be here too in China. So I think that is a team to watch out for. But they, like I said, they are in the group of death, because not only is going to be Infamous, Team Ukraine is going to be in there, and yes, that is Dendy, Resolution, and many more that you will recognize, and they did really well in their qualifiers as well. They just needed to learn a little bit more of the teamwork, but if they practice, again, a team to look out for. Comanche, same story, a Russian team that looked really good, and a team that has been practicing for the last few months as well. And then there's Signature Trust and TNC, both in the same group as well. That's 5 out of the 6 teams in that group that I think have a chance to do really well. Or TNC, obviously with a little bit of a switch up of roster, I think can do good here. And Signature Trust, a team that's been together for so long and has been fairly stable in their region, and this is a little bit of an excursion obviously to a different region, but again a team that I think if they could come together at the right time they can have a great showing. And Group D is going to be a bloodbath, guys. That's basically all I want to say about that. Then we have Group C. Alliance is playing that one, and Alliance, they have been a bit hit and miss lately, and they are going to be in the same group as the team that won the Chinese qualifiers, which is Dubao. And I'm personally not familiar with the players, and I tried looking up information about the players and I can't find anything. But I figured if you're the winner of the Chinese qualifiers, then there's got to be something going for you. So I'm really excited to see some new blood coming up there, as I feel like China has been a bit of a sea of new blood coming up. So really hope that they can have a good showing. At the same time, hope that Alliance is going to do well as well. Although they have to really convince me, I think, this LAN. So I hope that they will do that. And then Group B is the last one, with two teams that I kind of feel that are very noteworthy there. We have Imperial. WESG was one of the first tournaments that they won, I think, first LAN tournament that they won, that is. And they were dominant. They looked good. They were one of the teams that people thought were going to do well in the qualifiers of the Boston Major. They were one of the teams that people had high expectations of, and they're one of the teams that soon, I think next week, will reveal their new sponsor. And there have been quite some speculation about that. But yeah, and team to watch. It is a Danish team. A lot of familiar names: Sujo, Noya, Baby Knight, etc. Ace, you name them, and they're all in there. The Danish have there's a lot of good Danish Dota players out there. And then in that same group is Fantastic Five, another Chinese team, Russian team that is already a team outside of their region team, because in case you forgot, is WESG is only country-based teams are allowed to play. That's why you see Team Ukraine play in a compilation of different Ukrainian players. But Fantastic Five already was a full 5-man Russian team, so they already they have the synergy going, and I think they can do some damage as well. And I think they should end up in the top 3 at least of their group, so we'll see how far they can make it. Anyway, that's a little bit of a preview of the groups. We're gonna have to see how it pans out. Again, there's gonna be a lot of games going on at the same time. Hopefully you can get a bit of a grasp of what's going to happen. 4 groups, and after that it's single elimination, and every group will lose 3 teams straight away, because there's 24 teams, and oh, you guys, there's going to be 12 teams already dropping in the first group stages. That's crazy. I think it's 4 games of Dota 2 in total, perhaps 5. I'm not entirely sure here, actually. No, it has to be 4 because it starts on Thursday. There you go. So 4 days of Dota 2 and CSGO, Hearthstone, and StarCraft 2 all at the same event. I believe we will be sharing a stage with CSGO. So it was the same in the qualifiers, in case you remember, just a little bit of back and forth there of stage. But I'm sure it will be just fine with a lot of Dota to watch. Hopefully you'll tune in then. And yeah, this was my first pre-vlog. So let me know what you think about that. And bye-bye.